This happened in America during the 70s and 80s. At that time, children's heroes were not movie stars, but famous gangsters from their own neighborhood. One day, a boy noticed two men arguing over a parking spot. Both of them were cursing at each other. Then suddenly, one of them pulled out a baseball bat and smashed the window of the car parked in front of him. But he had no idea that he had picked a fight with the wrong man. Suddenly, Sony pulled out his gun and killed the man with a single shot. After that, he ordered his men to remove all the evidence and told everyone there to leave immediately. Just then, he noticed a little boy standing some distance away. The boy had seen the entire incident with his own eyes. Sony realized that the boy was a witness, but he did not want to hurt an innocent child for no reason, so he let the boy go. He had no idea that this decision would one day save his life. A few days later, the police came to the boy. They called him in to identify the man. When Sony stood in front of him, the boy stayed quiet for a few moments. Because Sony was his hero, he looked at his father. Then he listened to his heart and did not identify Sony. He had no idea that this decision was going to change his entire life. After that day, Sony never forgot the boy either. The boy's name was Zero. From then on, whenever Zero came home from school, Sony would smile when he saw him. To repay Zero for his favor, Sony told one of his men to find a job for Zero's father. The job paid $200 every week, which was much more than he earned by driving a bus. But Zero's father clearly refused. He did not want to have any kind of connection with criminals. That same night, Zero was watching the funeral of that man. Then a question came into his mind. Had he made the wrong decision by not identifying Sony that day? Just then, his father entered the room. Zero asked him for an answer, but his father said, "In life, sometimes we have to make decisions that are not easy at all." Then he said, "When you grow up, you will understand everything." A few days later, Zero was very upset because his favorite baseball team had lost. Then, Sony's men took him with them. The moment Sony saw him, he realized that Zero was a huge fan of the Yankees. He made Zero sit beside him and said, "You are so upset because your team lost." Then he asked him, "Your favorite team makes millions of dollars every year, but how much does your father earn?" Zero said, "I don't know." Sony smiled and said, "If your father ever needs money and goes to that team for help, will that team help him? They don't care about you at all. Then why do you care about them so much? Nobody in this world cares about anyone." Slowly, Zero began to understand what Sony was saying. Then he asked Sony, "Did you kill that man just because of a parking spot?" Sony smiled and gave him the same answer that his father had given him a few days earlier. "When you grow up, you will understand it yourself." After that day, Zero's love for his favorite team began to fade. Now, after school, he secretly started going to Sony's bar. He worked there and earned money from the tips customers gave him. One day, Sony was playing dice with his friends, but his luck was terrible that day. Meanwhile, Zero was serving drinks to the customers. Then Sony called him over and asked him to roll the dice. Surprisingly, Zero got the right number 12 times in a row. Because of this, Sony won a lot of money. After the work was over, Sony gave Zero his tip money. Then he laughed and said, "Your name is too long. Everyone here has a short nickname. From today, your name will be C." After that day, wherever Sony went, he would tell everyone, "He's my kid." Slowly, the way people in the neighborhood treated Zero also began to change. The people who used to ignore him before now started treating him with love. An old shopkeeper, whom Zero used to trouble with his friends, now started giving him things for free.